What's up, everybody? Hey!
Sorry it took us a while. It actually wasn't me that made it take a while. We were having camera.
There was like a little. So it wasn't that cam link itself. It's like the little port, and it's a little cheap. It's
little
like
tiny cord adapter thing. So
it wasn't the actual.
But we
knew.
Hey Yoshi, we look like this. Hey E.T. Yes, the enemy. I wondered if it was that. We look like this.
It was like freezing a lot. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey Yosh, hey team. It's good to be here. I was looking very much forward to it. I always love time with Hannah and with you guys. Gotta love playing our favorite game show. Gotta love reading our Bible story.
I mean the prediction.
And today we're hoping to get Peter Pan and Dreamlight Valley, which I already did in mine. Because I'm not based or anything about, Peter Pan.
Right? Okay, let's play!
Okay. It's time for everybody's favorite game show.
Woo!
Butt or Face!
Revenge of the Butts.
Hey, E.T. Hey, Snappy, you have awesome news.
You know what's crazy?
You're moving to Ohio.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know what's crazy?
Yes, we're ready.
Sai had, Switch 2s. Oh, he pre-ordered it! Let's go!
That's amazing news! That's not great news! Awesome news! That's like flippin'!
I was wondering.
That's flippin' amazing news! Let's go!
Because, Sai said all around, there was multiple places with Switch 2s and software he is. Like, this,
I check every day.
I know.
And here's what I do. I check Best Buy, Target, Walmart. I even check Costco.
Check
GameStop.
Staples, too. Staples has them.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that.
Can I type in chat? Oh.
Yeah, we did get our cell phone, guys, but we're gonna do the wheel. We're gonna do the powered up wheel tomorrow at the beginning of the stream.
I hate that happens on Twitch when it's like, can you just type something like E?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I'm trying to find the page. All right.
Here we go.
It's so silly. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
It's gonna be one of those days.
No. Lily, you just stop. Okay.
Watch it, Misty.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
That's a face.
It looks like a bum. It looks like butt cheeks. Not like, it doesn't look like your friend, E.T. It looks like bum cheeks. Yeah, I think it might be a face.
I think it's a face.
Is it a face? I feel like it looks too obviously like a butt.
I know. It's definitely a face.
From
You got it from Walmart. Nice.
But if we find it for cheaper, like Best Buy or GameStop.
Was it like a Walmart marketplace or something like that? Yeah. So it was like a person that bought it for Walmart marketplace, but still, you know what? Butt or face? Predict now. It does have to be the same ratio though for it to not be a dead prediction.
I don't know the answer, so I'm gonna vote on this, and I'm also voting face because now they could be tricking. It's all a mental thing, right? It's like
I just feel like it's like let me see.
It's too obvious to be.
I don't know what it is though. What is it? Like I don't know. It could be like a spider or something, but it's got I don't know. I don't think it is because it's something else.
I wonder
a monkey,
if it was
maybe.
Like a spider. Oh, that's a good idea.
Because I feel like the hair on the top.
Yeah, I feel like it's so obvious.
Well, it might be different. Yeah, the website. Yeah.
Or are they? Oh, I see. It's not. It's actually the website with the actual price. Oh, I see. But they're charging more there, huh?
Yeah, there might be multiple sellers.
It is very fuzzy, Laser.
Yeah.
It is very fuzzy. Yeah, I did 2K. I'm like, well.
Okay. Oh, it's done. It's locked in. But the prediction was dead, so.
That's okay.
Here we go!
Okay. Ready?
What is it?
Is it a butt?
Yeah. I noticed there were some ones selling for a lot too on Walmart itself.
Yeah.
I love how Walmart. I don't know why that is. Like $700-800.
You.
Yes.
Are hilarious.
Yes, sir. I thought it. Yes.
It's a fish.
It's a monkey. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think everyone kind of knew that. It's the face of a white-faced, sucky monkey. Despite their name, females have brown, gray, or red fur on their faces, not white. Only the males have white fur on their faces. Male or female, this monkey's face is very cute.
Oh my gosh.
We'll face the facts now. Those adorable faces use their strong, sharp teeth to help them eat fruit and crush hard shells. I guess shells of nuts and fruit. White-faced Sakis are nicknamed flying monkeys.
Oh my gosh. That's
wow.
That's one of wow, okay, yeah.
I'm not even going to say anything about that. I could. I've known some of those in my life.
I know, yeah, I was going to say, I know a lot of those, you know, yeah.
Because of their amazing jumping abilities. They move from tree to tree, sometimes leaping up to 33 feet. That's as tall as the highest diving board at the Olympics. When you look at those high dives...
Wait, what?
33 feet.
They can jump that, you said?
Yeah.
What?
That's like 5.5 quacks.
Nah.
That's like 5.5 king quack attacks standing on top of each other.
That's crazy.
And how many knees would that be? So about 7 knees. 6 and something.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, team. Yeah, we'll pray it's just that busyness. Anyway, thanks for playing America's favorite and Europe's favorite game show and Canadians' favorite game show and Mexicans' favorite game show worldwide favorite game show. But or face
I feel like this would be a thumbnail right here.
Right? Oh, that's hilarious. That's beautiful.
There we go.
Everywhere. Yep. I just like the title Revenge of the Butts.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
These aren't real googly eyes.
Too bad, yeah. Otherwise,
it's like puffy, but they're not real. I just feel like buying some googly eyes at the craft store.
Oh my gosh.
And just putting them on there. But it's a library book, so probably not.
Probably not, yeah. Alright, now, since we did that, guys,
It's always a fun transition into...
We get to read about Jesus! Woo! After we had the butts.
Like I said, yeah. Coffee or Mountain Dew Zero.
Yes.
Butts and faces and Jesus.
There we go.
And
we have it. And gaming. And
we have it all. Hey, Kitty!
Fortnite and Disney. That's all I need. Yep.
Hey, Kelsey. Hey, Books.
We got everybody in here. Let's go. It's a party!
So it's time for the Jesus Storybook Bible.
Yay!
And I always put it out there, too, in case anybody's interested in it. We got it on Amazon. This is like a special, like a gifting type of fancier edition, but it's same book inside. There's one that's different. Anyway, so...
Ooh, I'm eating ice cream perfect combo. Yes! Oh, having piatas for dinner, guys.
Oh, I know about the paint pens. I'm a crafter too, E.T. I love the Posca paint pens. I don't have them right now, but anyway, the last time that we were reading in the Bible, I feel like it's like a chapter book because it kind of is
so nice
because it's the whole story.
Yeah,
and what I love about this Bible is that it's the story. It's God's story from the beginning until through the Bible, and it's all about how Jesus is in everything. He has been.
Yeah.
So the last time we talked about Abraham and the promise that God made to Abraham. That he would have family and generations as many as the stars in the sky, and count. Just you couldn't count them. And about his wife Sarah and how they were super old, like
99,
like yeah. So and how God promised them.
He's trying to. He put the link to it. He put the link to it, but he did. Yeah. He did. Well, for what second? For the Storybook Bible.
Oh, that's funny. Thanks for sharing that, though. So, and then he sent them a baby. And I'll just read the last thing, yeah? Because Sarah gave birth to a baby boy, and they named him Isaac, which means son of laughter. And if you were here, you know that it's because he brought laughter, but they were also both kind of laughing at first, like, yeah, right, I mean, even Quack and I would laugh if they said we were going to have a baby. I don't even have the parts for that anymore. Because I had cancer and I had stuff removed.
Gosh.
Anyway, so
I'm so excited for you.
So we talked about that. Hey, memes, and
nice. Memes came in at the perfect time.
Memes, you always come in when I'm unhinged.
They get a little wacky. That's why I call it wacky wings. Oh my gosh, Wendy, as
it is. You know, it is. So
it's a Wendy's thing. Hey, listen, that was pretty funny.
It's unique. It's a unique segment for sure. Anyway, one day God would send another baby. A baby promised to a girl who didn't even have a husband. But this baby would bring laughter to the whole world. This baby would be everyone's dream come true. And if Quack was here, he would say, "That's me." But we know that's Jesus.
Be like, are you serious right now? Hey, CJ.
Hey, CJ. How you doing today? How's everybody doing today? Everybody versus 1 Chronicles 1:3 mentions Enoch. Aw, which was your cat's name and passed away. Aw. Well, this chapter is called The Present. And it's the story of Abraham and his son Isaac from Genesis 22. This is a wild story.
Right, get ready. Yeah, we will tell you what, man. This is a good story, but it's wild.
God knew that his secret rescue plan could only work if Abraham trusted him completely. God had to make sure that Abraham would do whatever he asked. So a few years later, God asked Abraham to give him a present. Well, Abraham liked giving presents to God. He gave God his animals, and they were called sacrifices. And they were a way to say, "I love you" to God. And that was back in Bible times.
Yep.
There had to be something given to God to make up for the things that we did.
We're separated from otherwise.
We were separated. And so back in the day, this is not the case anymore. Because, spoiler alert, Jesus
was the ultimate
sacrifice.
Yep, yeah,
so we don't have to do that stuff anymore. But anyway, so that's how it was. And so that's how it was. But this time, God didn't want a lamb or a goat. God wanted Abraham to give him something more. Much more. He wanted Abraham to give him his son. His only son. The son he loved. Isaac. If that sounds familiar, God didn't ask Abraham to do anything he wouldn't do.
That's true.
Because God gave us his only son. Knowing that when he left heaven and came to earth, the things that he would suffer and what he would go through.
This is crazy.
This story has
so many parallels. We'll read the rest of it and then we'll talk.
We'll read and then we'll talk because I know
there's a lot of
message on that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that were in sync
with
there.
The story of Jesus and this particular story with Abraham.
Yeah.
And I think that's also part of what God was doing in that.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
He had an extra story for us.
Oh, I love Psalm 139 a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that one is just really good.
I knew you before you were born.
I knew you before you were born. You know, wherever I go, that's like the whole thing. Wherever I go, if I am up on a high, you know, if I'm in the sea, you know, all the things. It's like, you're there.
Yep.
And you knew me before I even, you know, was born and all that. I love that.
Yep.
It's my favorite.
Yep. I have a couple favorites, but one of my favorites is John 10:10.
Yeah.
The thief comes to steal and kill and destroy. This is Jesus talking. He says, "But I came that you may have life." And not just life, like eternally, but life joyfully and abundantly. You know.
I can't remember if this was in James, you know, the one where it says, you know, faith without works is dead. That one's a really, that's
James.
Good. Yeah, that is James.
There's another one.
There's another one.
There's some in Isaiah that I have that I love where God talks about how, so this is my other favorite one, and I can't remember exactly if it's 41:10 or I don't remember, but it's in Isaiah, I believe, and it's where God says, "Don't be afraid." Like, it pretty much summarizing, "I've got you." And my favorite part of that is he's like, I'm guiding you and I'm holding you by your right hand and I'm guiding you. And all I picture with that is, is just God holding my hand like a dad, like the dad that he is. And he's just guiding me along as long as I'm not a disobedient brat and I run away to do my own thing and let go of his hand, because I do that sometimes.
Jeremiah 29:11. Probably know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper. Mm-hmm. Or I guess it's in the ESV, it's plans for welfare,
plans to prosper you.
Yeah, and not to harm you. Plans for a future and a hope, which is very interesting because in Jeremiah, there's all that stuff going on and Israel's rebellious. And anyway, it's a great promise that God, even when we're rebellious, has a plan for us and he wants us to come back to him,
And that's, speaking of John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever should believe with him should have life forever with him. And that's kind of what this is paralleling.
Anyway, that could go on and on.
I could talk about
good conversation.
We could have Wednesday with Wendy
Bible study edition. Yeah.
At Jesus' side, a dog who allowed trust issues. Oh, that sounds like a good movie, E.T.
Right? Yeah, if it's on YouTube too, it's really easy to have YouTube stuff.
So he wanted him to give him his son, Isaac. Put his boy on the altar and kill him as the sacrifice? How could God want him to do such a terrible thing? Abraham didn't understand, but he knew that God was his father who loved him. And so Abraham trusted him. That reminds me of one of my favorite phrases. It's not from the Bible, but it was from a really great friend of ours who's an amazing spiritual, just godly man, Jerry. And he led us in Bible studies, and he used to say, I don't have to know the hows or the whys because I know God.
Yeah.
I don't have to have all the answers because I know him and I trust him. So, someday we'll have it all. Someday we'll know all the things when we're with him. Anyway, so he trusted God. So early the next morning, Abraham and Isaac set off, and they climbed the steep, stony trail up the mountain. Isaac carried the wood on his back. His father carried the knife and the coals. Here's the picture. And you'll see in the picture, too, Isaac wasn't a 10-year-old kid. He was probably a teenager, young adult. I mean, he was older.
He was older, yeah.
He was enough that he could have...
Wasn't he around the same age as, I don't remember. Did Kyle say he was, around the same age as Jesus? Or I can't remember.
Maybe. I don't remember, but all I know is he was strong enough to take Abraham out if he wanted to. I mean, I think he was young and strong, but... Papa Isaac said, we have everything, except we forgot the lamb for the sacrifice. God will give us the lamb, son, Abraham said. Can you imagine? I can't imagine being Abraham. And at this point, Isaac, unless he was an idiot, he had to be figuring out.
He probably figured it out, but he's
didn't know. They built an altar and laid the wood on top. Abraham asked his son to climb on top of the wood.
That's insane.
Isaac didn't understand, but he knew his father loved him, and so he trusted him.
That's true.
He climbed up onto the altar, and Abraham tied his boy to the wood. Isaac didn't struggle or try to run away. He just lay there quietly and didn't make a sound. Everything was ready. Abraham took the knife. Tears were filling up his eyes. Pain was filling up his heart. His hand was shaking, and he lifted the knife high into the air. Stop, God said. Don't hurt the boy. I want him to live and not die. I know now that you love me because you would have given me your only son.
Yeah.
I mean, the only son that was promised. It's
and then there was the whole thing is that was the whole thing. It took forever to they didn't even think they were going to have a kid. I mean, and then they finally did, and then
I'm sure Abraham was really, God? Wait a minute. What's happening here? Abraham felt his heart leap with joy. He unbound Isaac and folded him in his arms. Great sobs shook the old man's whole body. Scalding tears filled his eyes, and for a long time they stayed there like that, in each other's arms, the boy and his dad. Yeah, it's like blowing in my mouth.
No.
Suddenly, Abraham saw a ram caught in some brambles. The sacrifice. God had given them what they needed just in time.
Yep. Amen.
And by the way, that's how God works.
That's true.
He's never late. He never fails us. Sometimes things don't go the way we want. And, a lot of times that's my issue. When I'm afraid of something or when I have fear, it's because I want it done the way I want it done. And the timing I want it done, and the way I want to see things work out. But God knows what's best and perfect for us. And sometimes we don't see that.
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever been to a museum and there's paintings, and when you look far away at the painting, you see everything. Yeah. The people in it, the landscape, the buildings, whatever's in the painting. Mm-hmm. But if you walk up super close to the painting, all you see are just the little. Actually, it's really amazing to see that because you see all the little dots of color that are, they're not looking blended. They just look like all the little pieces, but you can't see the whole picture. That's kind of how our life is. I feel like it's like we're like looking close up. We can't see the big picture of all eternity like God can.
Yeah, that's really wild.
He loves us.
He does.
Enough that he wants what's best for us, even if it's not always what we want or we think.
Yeah, that's true, Dev. Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. And again, Deb, it's just like Jerry, that was one of my favorite phrases he used to always say is like, I don't have to know the whole plan. I just know him. I trust him. And that's another one of my favorite verses is, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light into my path. Yeah. And the reason that that's one of my favorite is if you think about a light into my feet, like when you hold a lantern, like God is like a lantern.
Yeah.
He's not a spotlight illuminating the whole path ahead.
That'd be horrifying.
And everything side to side. Because you know why? He knows we couldn't handle that. We couldn't handle, as people, to see what's all the things that are coming, all the things that are on the side. Imagine you're on this narrow path. You don't know what's happening, that there's like a cliff on each side or what's coming ahead. Because God just wants us, like Jesus just wants us to walk with him.
Yeah.
Each step at a time, each day at a time. Doesn't mean we can't plan and do other things, but he just wants us to trust him every moment. And so I love that analogy of a lamp. So what does a lamp do? If you're out in the dark camping and you have a little flashlight or a lantern, you can see your next step. And then your next step.
I think prayer is really powerful, Emerald. I think praying for things, like if we're in a really tough circumstance or someone is sick or, I've seen God do miracles through prayer as he listens to us. He hears us, Mm-hmm. Sometimes, God doesn't answer those prayers on earth, or not in the way we want. Yeah.
Right? Because he always answers yes or no or wait.
Yeah.
And
it's hard when
sometimes I say this a lot. God loves you so much, and us. He loves us so much that even though it pains him, he will allow us to walk through tough things because he knows what's best for us. And that's what he wants. Yeah. He wants better for us. And if that means walking with us while we're temporarily going through something really crappy or stuff is going on, he works all those things for good.
I mean, there's
all of them for good.
A lot of things that I'm actually really thankful. I'm really thankful for a lot of my struggles because God's used those to help other people even in my life that I met. Like, it's crazy. I mean, even stuff with your mom.
I was just going to say, those of you who have been here to hear me talk about the difficulties with my mom. But through talking about that, there are other people who are walking through very similar things in our own community and in real life who are like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Yeah. Like, there's a clarity and a reality, and there's a comfort in knowing I'm not crazy and I'm not alone.
God uses that, and I would go through it again.
Me too.
Just for the way he uses it. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of things. My problems in the past with, being too skinny and going through the eating issues and the food problems. I would go through it again. Because there's a lot of people that, I can connect with. And there's it really built a lot. It built my relationship with God. It was really freaking hard. And there's more things that are hard to go through, but as long as you keep getting closer to God and other people through that, you know.
And it sounds weird until you've walked through some of those things too, and it's like, he really does love us that much. And as a parent, I understand. I can't stand watching you guys walk through hard things, but as a parent, I have to allow you to do that so that you grow and get better and walk through things. So it's, anyway. Suddenly, the ram, we know. So there's a ram. So the ram would die, so Isaac didn't have to. And so Abraham sacrificed the ram instead of his son. I'm always checking the next page too.
Yeah. It's true. And yeah, we're pretty transparent. We're pretty messed up. I mean, we're human, we're broken, you know, but we try to be super authentic and honest.
We're driving to meet Awkward Cookie, and Hannah's like, "Woo, Mom, I've never seen that face before," because I was really mad at Quack because he was late, and not only was he late, but it's a long story short. But he, you know, everybody knows he's always bringing old appliances home. So the back of our van right now has
Dev should know about that.
A dented microwave and a giant warming door that we don't have any place for. And he was going to test that microwave. I'm like, I am not having that thing blow up my house.
It looked like it got Hulk smashed.
It was
for context.
It was not just a little dent. It's like there's no way that
the dented microwave. Yes,
she remembers. It was so then. But here's the thing. So the day before Sunday morning, we were having coffee, and I said, Can we please just get rid of those things? I like, we need the van for going to Florida and other things. And he said, okay. So he comes home, and the reason he's a little bit late, he had work stuff too, but part of it is that he had this huge black concrete, I think it was like fiberglass.
It was ridiculous.
This huge rectangular planter. All I know is Awkward Cookie heard me say, that looks like a coffin. That is not, I have purple things on the board. It was so bad.
It was very manly. Looking trash.
I lost my temper.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, but Quack, he didn't get the treasure at all.
I'm like, dude, there's a reason they were getting rid of this. It's garbage. And I was like, I was yelling. I lost my temper. And then the kids, they're in the back seat laughing because Hannah's like, I've never seen that face before.
Your face was so before really you were putting, we had a little gift bag for Awkward Cookie, and you were putting that in the back. That's when you saw it. And man, we were loading that in the car, face, bro. She's like, what is this? She did this motion and yelled. And you have you have really good vocals, so I'll tell you what.
He's awkward. And then he did. He was like, "You want a dented microwave?" I'm like, "Don't even to Awkward Cookie."
Now that is music to my ears right there.
A new door for what? The microwave? No.
Oh no, for the microwave. I thought you meant I thought you meant. Oh, you ain't talking about my room.
No, the door. No, we're not discussing this. I'm still reading the Bible. You need to we'll discuss this at date night.
How are we we have room for a microwave? I'll tell you what.
A new screen door for the summer. Okay, I thought that was Quackers. It was a screen. I'm like, what's he talking about? I'm not discussing this right now. That microwave is going. If I have to dump it in a dumpster myself tonight.
I'll tell you
what. Back to the story.
It's like the trash can full of sand.
You used to have this one, Si? The Jesus Storybook Bible.
Dad thought you could throw it. Wait, no. He thought sand was yard waste or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about this anymore. Okay. And as they sat there on the mountaintop, watching the embers of the fire die in the cool night air, the stars above them sparkling in the velvet sky, God helped Abraham and Isaac understand something. God wanted his people to live, not die. God wanted to rescue his people, not punish them, but they must trust him. One day someone will be born into your family, God promised them, and he will bring happiness to the whole world. You see, God was getting ready to give the whole world a wonderful present. It would be God's way to tell his people, I love you. Many years later, another son would climb another hill, carrying wood on his back. And like Isaac, he would trust his father and do what his father asked. He wouldn't struggle,
True.
Or run away. Who was he? God's son. His only son. The son he loved. The Lamb of God. Mm-hmm. And that's why Jesus is called the Lamb of God. He is the ultimate lamb of sacrifice. When you were a kid, when Hannah was little and she was getting baptized, so she was about 5 or 6, and they would record a little baptism video of the kids saying stuff and everything, and Hannah said this because I had said it a lot, like, it wasn't nails that held Jesus to the cross.
Yeah, that's my favorite verse.
He willingly went there.
Yeah.
Because he loves you. He loves me. He loves you. He loves you. He chose that. And he could have had 1,000 angels. Or more. Millions of angels come and just take everything out and rescue him. And he chose not to do that. And while he was on that cross, he was thinking of me. He was thinking of you. He was thinking of Jacob. He was thinking of Quack. He was thinking of every one of you. We were all on his mind and in his heart as he did that. So
I wonder if the junk guy will take it. The guy he makes money off of, you know.
I'm just saying, if I see the word microwave one more time, Quack, that's all I'm saying. Like,
oh my gosh.
600. It probably was 600
initially.
But now, I mean, it really does look like the Hulk just smashed the side of it.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Microwave. All right.
We're gonna end this segment, and then we got
this was a little unhinged.
Woo!
Of a reading segment,
it was a little unhinged. We're gonna upload it to YouTube right away. You know.
Yeah, can we make microwave a band word?
Worth about 69 cents. I literally get that like from a YouTube short.
No, I think it's worth minus 69 cents.
I make that on a YouTube short. I could just upload a YouTube short and make 69 cents. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Actually, E.T., that's a good idea. A band dented microwave.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to end this segment. And we're going to go into recording No Man Land, you know, like we do. So, yeah. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube or Twitch, honestly. But, you know, on Twitch, we're going to be back in like 2 seconds. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this crazy segment. And Jacob yelling no in the background for some reason. We'll figure that out in a second.
He's actually
he's
moaning
crying out. Yeah, moaning Myrtle out there.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, see you next time. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe.